Friends, let me ask you something that might hit close to home. Have you ever tried to adjust your US stock positions late on a Friday afternoon, only to realize, boom, Wall Street just closed at 4 p.m.? You can only sit there all weekend, watching the market move overseas while your money stays locked, doing nothing. That frustration, it might soon become history. Because what's quietly happening right now could completely rewrite how the financial system works. Just days ago, at the Token 2049 conference in Singapore, Robinhood's CEO dropped a bombshell statement that turned heads across the entire financial world. He said, "Tokenization is like a freight train. Nothing can stop it. It's going to consume the entire financial system." Sounds dramatic? It's not just talk. Robinhood is already doing it, turning more than 200 US stocks and ETFs into tokenized assets that trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No market close, no waiting for Monday. Buy Apple on a Saturday night. Sell Tesla on a Sunday morning. This is already happening in Europe. And guess what? Robinhood's stock has skyrocketed nearly 300% this year, becoming one of Wall Street's best performers. And it's not just Robinhood. Morgan Stanley predicts that $16 trillion worth of real-world assets could be tokenized within the next decade. Citigroup goes even further, $20 trillion by 2030. That's about 1/3 the total value of the entire US stock market today. Think about that. The size of 2 gold markets, almost the equivalent of China's entire GDP. That's the scale of the coming wave. But what exactly is tokenization? Don't get lost in the jargon. Imagine you buy a concert ticket. Normally, you can only sell it on a certain platform, and even then, you might wait days to get your money. Now imagine that ticket becomes a token, a digital version of the same thing. You can sell it instantly, anywhere, and the money hits your account in seconds. Now apply that idea to finance. A stock, a bond, a fund. Normally these are traded during specific hours, cleared through multiple middlemen, and settled over several days. With tokenization, that all disappears. Each asset becomes a digital shadow that can move instantly, 24/7, peer-to-peer, with automatic payouts. Dividends go straight to your wallet, and transactions settle in real time. Why does that matter? Because it doesn't just make trading faster, it rewires the foundation of how money moves. This is why major financial players are calling tokenization inevitable. Look at what's happening already. BlackRock's tokenized dollar fund, BWDL, crossed $1 billion within months. Every dividend automatically distributed on-chain. Franklin Templeton has moved their money market fund to blockchain. JP Morgan now lets institutional clients settle across currencies instantly, 24 hours a day. To most people, this might sound like a niche experiment, but remember, that's what people said about smartphones in 2007. Just a bigger screen, what's the big deal? Within a decade, smartphones rewired the entire world. Tokenization is standing at that same moment right now, small in scale, but massive in potential. Now let's break down why Wall Street thinks this could become a $20 trillion revolution. Because tokenization isn't just one change. It's 4 financial revolutions happening at once. The first is the time revolution. Traditional stock markets operate like an old shopping mall. Open in the morning, closed by the afternoon, shut down on weekends. That made sense decades ago when trades were done by phone and cleared by hand. But in a world that moves 24/7, that model is ancient. Information, money, and opportunity never sleep. The only thing still stuck in time is the stock market itself. Tokenization blows that door open. Robinhood's experiment in Europe is proof. 200 stocks, tradable any time, even on Sunday. Compare that to the New York Stock Exchange, barely 30 hours a week of open trading. One is a dusty old shop with business hours. The other is a digital convenience store that never closes. Where do you think the money will go? Think. And it's not just about giving retail traders more time. When global markets run in real time, capital allocation changes completely. You're no longer waiting for Monday to respond to breaking news. Markets evolve into living, breathing ecosystems that react instantly. That's a whole new game. Then comes the settlement revolution. This might sound boring, but it's the heart of finance. Right now, when you sell a stock, you wait 2 days for the cash to arrive. Bonds can take even longer. It's like you're traveling cross-country in a slow green train when high-speed rails already exist. Tokenization upgrades that system instantly. Take BlackRock's Bu Idle fund. Dividends hit your wallet automatically, nearly in real time. No waiting, no friction. The result? The velocity of money, the rate at which cash moves through the system, explodes. Remember this. Finance is built on how fast a dollar can move. A single dollar that circulates 3 times a year and another that circulates 30 times a year don't create the same wealth. Tokenization accelerates that loop. It doesn't just increase profit margins, it changes the entire compounding effect of money itself. Every day you save waiting for settlement is a day your capital keeps working. Next comes the liquidity revolution. This one might be the most powerful. Think about where most of the world's wealth sits today. In real estate. That's over $300 trillion locked away. Money that can't move, can't trade, can't grow quickly. The same goes for private equity, infrastructure, and art. These are frozen pools of value, high worth, zero liquidity. Tokenization changes that completely. Asset managers like Hamilton Lane are already tokenizing private equity funds. Before, you needed millions to invest and had to lock your money for a decade. Now, a few $1,000s is enough, and you can sell any time, just like a stock. Imagine being able to buy a slice of a Manhattan skyscraper, hold it for a few months, and then sell it instantly on a secondary market. That's what's coming. Even if just 1% of the global real estate market becomes tokenized, that's $3 trillion of new liquidity unleashed. That's not just more money moving. That's a total rewrite of who gets to participate. It opens doors for ordinary investors who were once locked out. Finally, we reach the trust revolution. For centuries, finance has relied on layers of intermediaries, brokers, custodians, clearinghouses, banks, all there to make sure everyone keeps their word. But that system is slow, costly, and fragile. Remember 2008? That wasn't just a housing crisis, it was a trust crisis. When confidence in those middle layers broke, the entire system collapsed. Tokenization eliminates that vulnerability. Transactions happen on-chain, automatically verified, transparent, and immutable. JP Morgan's Kinexys system is already showing what that looks like. 24/7 cross-currency settlement for institutional clients. No delays, no uncertainty, no human error. And when that level of efficiency scales across trillions of dollars, the ripple effects will be enormous. These 4 revolutions, time, settlement, liquidity, and trust, are why the smartest money on Wall Street is pouring billions into this space right now. Tokenization isn't coming someday. It's here, and it's spreading fast. Now let's talk about who stands to benefit most. Because every major shift in finance creates a few massive winners. And this time, 3 US companies are perfectly positioned: Robinhood, WisdomTree, and Hamilton Lane. Robinhood is leading the charge for everyday investors. Its 24/7 tokenized stock trading in Europe is just the start. Remember when it forced legacy brokers to eliminate trading fees? That was step 1. Now it's tearing down the final wall. Market hours. When you let anyone, anywhere, trade major US stocks 24/7, you've just globalized retail investing. That's why its stock tripled this year. The world's next generation of investors expects markets to be always on. and Robinhood is the first to deliver. Then there's WisdomTree, a smaller name but a true dark horse. While giants like BlackRock are cautiously experimenting, WisdomTree went all in on tokenization. It's one of the first asset managers to receive SEC approval for a fully tokenized fund structure. But they didn't stop there. They built their own ecosystem, tokenized ETFs, a digital wallet, and an integrated payment platform. You can buy, hold, earn dividends, and spend, all in one app. That's not an upgrade. That's a full reinvention of asset management. Why could it soar? Because it's small. A company worth just a few billion that captures a slice of $1 trillion trend can grow much faster than any giant. It doesn't have legacy systems holding it back. It's nimble, fully focused, and early to the party. And finally, Hamilton Lane, the quiet powerhouse in private equity. They manage over $800 billion in assets and have now begun tokenizing their private funds through Securitize. That's huge. Private equity used to be a game for the ultra-wealthy. Minimum tickets in the millions, lockups for 10 years. Now, thanks to tokenization, regular investors can own a small fraction, invest $5,000 instead of $5 million, and exit any time they want. That unlocks a $10 trillion market. Even if just 10% becomes tokenized, that's $1 trillion of new flow, and Hamilton Lane is already there, first mover advantage in full swing. So let's step back and connect the dots. Robinhood opens the 24/7 retail gateway. WisdomTree builds the tokenized ecosystem for funds and payments. Hamilton Lane unlocks private markets for the masses. Together, they represent three pillars of the same financial revolution: access, infrastructure, and expansion. And we're still early. The same way people dismissed online shopping in the 90s or thought smartphones were just a fad in 2007, many still underestimate tokenization. But make no mistake, it's the next $1 trillion shift. When you look back in 10 years, the question won't be if tokenization changed finance. It will be who got in early enough to ride the wave. The train has already left the station. Whether you choose to get on board or just watch it disappear is up to you. This is not financial advice. If you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll keep breaking down the biggest financial shifts before they hit the headlines.